Hey everybody, welcome back. AG here. So, trying to figure out what I want to do. Well, I know what I'm going to do. Have to go to the next world, but I'm trying to think of exactly which order to grab certain jiggies, because there are certain things in this world that I went to the wrong place on accident. Well, not on accident, I jumped the gun on it, because I have to unlock the world first. Yay. I actually really like these puzzles, but I don't like the puzzles when I can't actually, like, move the controller adequately. This one went well. I accidentally bumped the table. Sorry about that. Okay, show me the way. I'm beholding it. There we are. You know what? Yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. I was really thinking about it. I'm like, what should I do? I was like, really debating on it. Have enough to attempt the next one. 8. Yeah, so effectively, I don't think we'll reach the point where they'll actually, like, close it off behind us because we don't have enough jiggies until I think, like, I don't think ever. Like, if we were doing a thing where we were going into each world and then leaving exactly when we had enough jiggies, like, I think that would be slightly different, but so we're going to be doing a few things. One, we're going to be very quickly going into the world and then leaving. You'll see why in a second. These are the springy step shoes, but you'll have to come and find me before you can use them. We won't learn how to use those until I think the 5th or 6th world. Lobo. So you might be wondering, what exactly are we going to be doing in here? First off, I showed you the, I grabbed that one Cheeto page, and now I have enough to actually go into it. But first, this makes beaking so much fun. Now listen up how it's done. Leap high in the air and then hold the trigger. Watch Kazooie spin and drool with her head. Wait. Did it! Yeah! Okay, I was wondering how long and which world it would be before he does that. It happens once every playthrough. It is randomized which one it happens on, and sometimes you will go through the entire world, you will go through the entire game, and you won't see it until the second to last world. Oh, before we, there we go. So we actually need to do some stuff before going into it, and that's what this entire episode will be about, is actually using the drill bill in several places that don't involve us using it. So it's like, oh no, this rock is too hard. Hold. And now I have a magenta Jinjo. Another place that we can use that is in the Wooded Hollow, but not just the Wooded Hollow, it's actually here. If you remember, in the previous episode, or the previous few episodes when we were doing this, we couldn't actually break this rock in here with Dilberta. Now I can. Thank you very much for unblocking my passage. It's worth a jiggy hand over, you plague-ridden pest. Eek, you'll have to come in and see my master Bill about that. Okay. We are back in Glitter Gulch Mine. I am... okay. It's... where we were was just down there. As you can see, Banjo and Tooie is very interconnected. If you didn't get that impression from the fact we went to the 7th world, like, just passively of like, yeah, you won't get here for a while, then like, I don't know what to say. And there's going to be a lot in this game in which you will barely grab a ledge in this, and you'll be like, it's like, oh, I didn't think I could grab that. Howdy! Who might you be? I'm Bill. I bet your other name is Gold related. What is it? Gold Bar Bill? Klondike Bill? No, it's Bullion Bill. Thought so. What's up, Mr. Soup? My rodent partner Dilberta went looking for gold, but she's been gone far too long. Saw a rat in a prison earlier, didn't we, Kazooie? Yep. Quick called the Exterminators or us sorted that one out. You don't mean... Oh, you have to excuse my feathered friend. She's only joking. Think I can hear her now. Hi, honey, I'm home. Dilberta? Is that really you? I'm so happy you found my Dilberta. Take this pretty little gold nugget as a reward. It's oddly shaped for a nugget. Kinda flat. Yeah, it's that simple. Like, but yeah, I was like, as you go through the game, you realize how interconnected a lot of the jiggies in this game are. Second, we'll be going in here. As I mentioned, we weren't able to grab this just yet. And the reason is because we couldn't actually get down here. Now I can. So here in the columns vault, as you can see, we can actually hit these columns. Okay, now we have to get out and up there. As you can tell, the timers are a little bit more forgiving in this game. But not everything in this game is forgiving. So, with that, view totals. Now we've actually completed it. Took a little bit, but that's just how this game is, where it's like, oh, like, what's that? And it's like, well, you won't figure that out until you actually like go to another world, grab the power up, or grab the move or power up that is required of you, and then trudge on back to the world later. The reason why I went to the plateau on accident. Actually, Ginger Village we need to go to. Now you might be thinking like, is there another rock? It's like, I don't think there was another rock, but yes. Also another funny thing, you can't actually go back into the place that you fought Klungo. It will just skip you on forward. So there's actually two things back in Spiral Mountain for us to collect. Since we grabbed the 5th Cheeto page, and we can do this. It's so much better. You should be in the water where it's safer. You're right. I'll probably dry up and die if I don't get back to the moat around the Spiral Mountain soon. Suppose you'll be waiting for us to carry us then. Well, I'd walk there myself, but we goldfish are a little disadvantaged in the leg department. Funny story, you can actually keep this fish in your pocket the whole time and it wouldn't matter. Because it's a new item. Doesn't appear. Like, you might be a little, like, weirded out by, like, hey, that's kind of odd. But, like, why isn't the fish actually there? I don't know. It's one of those few items that, like, you don't actually see anything on. Okay, there we go. Thanks, guys. Perhaps these extra bubbles may be of some use. Bubbles? I want at least a jiggy for that. Sorry, I'm all out of those. However, I'll also teach you how to swim faster. Simply press both buttons together. So, we now have the maximum life in air before we even have maximum life, period. So you have the A button, which is slow, and then you have the X button, which is fast. If you press both, you swim completely out of control, but you're moving like twice the speed. And I find that really interesting. Like, well, like, I forgot the other reason why we're here. Actually, I probably should have gone to Spiral Mountain first, so I have to go into first world only once. Oh well. It's kind of what I like about Banjo-Tooie as a game. Great, you got enough pages for me to tell you a new cheat. About time, spill the beans. Get over my precious pages first. Much obliged. First cheat is feathers. Small clue as to activate the cheat. Mariam Temple, code chamber, letters. I still don't understand. That'll do, Banjo. Come on, let's use that cheat. Okay. I do like this kind of intermediary sort of episode when it comes to the world. We did go into the first world, but it's not really the focus of this episode. It's more of how how one power we get in one world actually has like ripple effects down the line. And again, there's like several stuff like in Spiral Mountain. There's a few more stuff to grab overall that is just like, oh, so we're gonna need to go back to that. Wooded Hollow. So you might be wondering, do we actually get, we got new eggs, do we get new feathers? And the answer to that is no, sadly. Kind of wish they did, like, but I don't know what other color they would use. They have gold for invulnerability, and they have red for Kazu's regular feathers, but we don't really have an additional color of feather. Maybe like blue, and it's like invulnerable, and it's like a slightly different type of invulnerability, but I don't know what they would do with it, you know? The feathers cheat will now double the maximum red and gold feathers that you can carry. Ah, triangle. I was like, wait, why isn't anything working? Okay. You can use this menu to view or change the status of the cheats you have earned. So you can actually turn off the cheats, which I find is actually really interesting, because maybe you're the type of person who like, I just want to collect everything, but I don't want to get an advantage. Which is sort of the problem with the cheats of the previous game, where it's like, you actively need those cheats to win against the final boss a lot of the times. Like, maybe not gold feathers, like, if you're particularly good on avoiding damage, especially in the final round, you don't really need golden feathers. You just need double eggs to adequately, like, attack and do all that stuff. But the cheats that are coming up later in this game are fundamental. The cheat for double health, the cheat for like few other things. Like, I believe there is a list of cheats. Yes. Feathers, eggs, fall proof, meaning that you take no fall damage. Honeyback, meaning that you actually regain life over time. Jukebox, which allows you to actually get something later on. You need 25 cheats to get that one. And it unlocks something really cool. And then Jiggy Secrets, which you can only get in a special method. I'm not going to spoil it, but we might actually die several times attempting to get it. You might notice that there's no life, which is very helpful, because if there was a life total, that would be a problem with how to get that cheat. Anyway, this episode has been under 20 minutes, which is fine for me, but it's kind of shorter compared to some of the other videos I make, which sometimes get to about like 45 minutes. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.